Whoa. Here we go.
Wagwan!
Big up, Joe.
Wagwan! Listen.
Shout out,
What's really good?
shout out. We
You
here.
looking fresh today, boss. What you looking so fresh today for? Where you
You
going?
know, it's the detox. I've been detoxing because Man United hasn't played in a minute. That's why. you know.
Nigerian. There's no Nigerian between us, fam. There's no Nigerian here, fam.
Yeah. This is some low-key racismo.
Yo, let's go, though. Let's go. Listen, we've got a quick show for you today, guys. Today, we definitely are not here for a long time. We're just here for a good time, yeah? This show's got to be like a 45-minute stream. No long thing. And as for most of you know, I've got a funeral to prepare for tomorrow. So I've got my kids here with me, and they're going to happily dash some ice bucket water on me for the streets, innit? For my punishment. I'm going to do... Yes, I'm going to do my...
Wait. You can't casually just say that. Say that one more time for the people at the back, bro.
I said today I will be doing my ice bucket challenge.
Okay. Let's go. Okay. Yes. Okay. Finally, you paid for your sins. I ate the hot chip. John Morgan ate the hot chip. Now it's your turn.
Everybody still ate their hot chip, though.
Yeah, man.
Just saying.
Talk about just
that. Saying. Anyway, you know what? Let's move on. Let's start the show because it's gonna be. I'm gonna do ice bucket at the end of the show, guys. So stay tuned for that in it, yeah. But like I said, it's not a long show. 45 minutes. Let's get locked in. So, guys, today we are talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the season so far. Yeah, let's face it. There's not a lot to talk about right now. There's no football. I think next week we're going to talk about the good, bad, and
there is football, Joe. There is football. There's international football.
Like I said, next week we'll talk about the good, bad, and ugly of international football. Okay. Yeah, because there is some ugly with this international football. Yeah, as well as some very bad bads. Yeah, so let's just be honest. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it on next week's show. But this week, we'll talk about Manchester United season thus far. Yeah, thus far, bro. Where should we start? The good, the bad, or the ugly?
I like to the ugly, bro. Let's start with the ugly.
Ugly. You want to start? Okay.
Ew. Yeah. What's the ugly?
Well, bro, for me, our season couldn't have been uglier if it wasn't for Ineos. Yeah, Ineos have made our season ugly, and I know that we could talk about the players. I know we could talk about the efforts put out by the players and stuff like that. But I swear to God, right now, Ineos has made our season even uglier with the budget cuts, with the sacking of staff, with the way that they've approached this media. I don't know, what would you call it? Like a media flurry? Because every time I hear that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is doing an interview, I'm like, fuck's sake. I don't even want to hear it, bro. I don't even want to hear it. Like, unless you're saying, how do you feel? The only thing that they've done good this season, I think, is the announcement of the stadium.
Okay, that's the only good in the ugly. I see what you're saying. I see what you did there. But here's the thing. I feel like, yes, there's been a whole media campaign, media tour. And in general, we have been asking for like ownership to have a voice, because it's always been like the last 12 years, it's been Glazers that are just silent cash cows, just, milking the club. And then now Sir Jim Ratcliffe does a media tour, which is, in a sense, what we want, because we want to hear from the ownership and what, the questions that are usually being directed to Ruben Amorim that are actually really for Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers. So I think, even whether you like the interview or not, and the series of interviews that he's done, I think in one way, Joe, it's not that ugly that they're coming out, and say and backing up and owning up to some of the mistakes. I'm not trying to sound like an Ineos inner, by the way. I'm not. Shut up. No, but you're out here saying. But you know what I mean, though. Like, we've been wanting for the ownership.
I'm like a Glazer sympathizer, bro.
Nah,
Sound
nah,
like
nah,
a
nah,
Blazer
nah, 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 nah,
sympathizer, fam.
nah,
Like,
nah. Eh,
honestly, like, do you
okay.
know what? Okay, all right then. All right, okay, okay. Do you know what? Let me just tell me the good things that they've done. Apart from the stadium, take the stadium out and say something good that they've done
That
this
recruitment,
season.
that re-
This
that
season.
recruitment strategy has suddenly changed. We're not overpaying for players. We're trying to restructure our wage bill. So that is, I think that's commendable. That's like one of the few things that are commendable. Like,
Okay,
look at
so you're saying this season, this season, you're saying about wage bill. We've only bought one player this season, that's Dorgu.
we
Yeah?
bought Dogu, right? Yes, yes. But over in the summer, we brought in, like, we didn't overpay for players like, say, Xerxes. Come on
How
now.
much did we pay for Xerxes?
I
I
know
think
that
we
it was
overpaid for Xerxes.
it was not big bucks. Let's see. Let's see. Xerxes fee for Man United is exactly 42 million pounds. 42 million euros. There we go. 35 million pounds. That's not overpaying.
Right, that's decent. Okay, that's fine.
Right? Right?
Allow
So
it. Allow it.
so
Allow
there's
it.
something different in our recruitment. It's not efficient. I concede that. It's not as aggressive as it needs to be. I understand that. But there is something different about how we're approaching our transfers this time around under Ineos. That's the only thing I can give them, honestly. There we go. Big up to you if you're just tuning in, by the way. Hit the like button. MWK agrees with me. Exactly. It's not saying that Ineos are great by saying that, there's something different about the approach that we're going for. Because right now, if it was a different time, we would have been going for the hottest name on the market, overpaying for players, giving big salaries. So it's a little bit different. That's the only thing. But everything has
Okay,
been so I agree with you.
Stadium. So two ticks in the stadium and the restructuring of the way that we're approaching the buying of players. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
So those are the two things that they've done good. So everything else, let's name the
But
bad
everything
things.
else ugly. Cutting all these cost cutting measures that are actually very, very embarrassing. When you're explaining this to, like, somebody, when you're talking to somebody who's a Liverpool fan or whatever, Arsenal fan, just the way Ineos have been behaving is embarrassing. It's actually
They don't listen. You got to name them one by one. So look, they cut staff. Yeah, they cut menial staff. Yeah, staff that was around for ages, by the way, doing their jobs and keeping the place routinely regular. Yeah, they got sacked. Yeah, people that I think they said something. How much money did they save from doing that? It wasn't even a lot. It was like 200,000. So they sacked
pennies, bro.
It was,
But in the long run, a penny saved is a penny earned. But really, 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 really little, bro. It's it's a bit embarrassing in that way. But I get it.
Sir Alex Ferguson. Don't forget the Sir Alex Ferguson thing.
Sir Alex Ferguson. Let's go to the also raising the ticket prices. Let's go to
raising
also
ticket prices. What about the thing for the what was that thing that they took away as well for the senior citizens or the old
disabled?
Did they say that's it?
Yes, yes, they did some shady business there as well. Cutting, like, it's ew, brother. Ineos, what is that? That's really, 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 it's ugly. There's no other way to put it. Big up to Kenny for that comment, by the way.
You know what though, bro? I'm gonna tell you this right now, yeah. I think I don't think the good outweighs the bad things that they've done so far. That's all I'm gonna say, yeah.
Yes.
Right now, it seems like over Ineos' tenure here, which has only been how long? How long has it been now?
Less than 2 years for sure. Feels like a year and a half, maybe.
It feels like we're in a worse position than we were before they came in. And it does to me. I'm not saying that we should be out there buying players expensively and stuff like that. That I'm happy about. And it maybe in the next 2 years I can go, okay, these 2 years paid off in the next 2 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because right now it feels like we keep going more and more backwards in terms of I feel like we're becoming more and more of a mid-table club, even by the way that we operate. We're buying smaller players. We're building up our academy so we can sell players. We're becoming a selling club. We're becoming one of those guys that one of those teams like Brighton who just, they get good young players, they develop them, blah, 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 and then what? They sell them off. Is that what we're going to keep doing? If we sell Kobe, if we sell Garnacho, bro, I'm going to be a bit livid. Not going to lie. Anyway, I can't. Everything's for the better of Man United, isn't it? Yeah, and I can't say I'm going to be livid as long as they're replaced with something as decent. Yeah, but from what we've seen so far, we got how much attackers did we get rid of in this short period of time? While in the first half of the season, we got rid of at least 4 attackers, right? Minimum 4 attackers, right? And then how many came in?
0.
0. Yeah, we got a defender, a wing back who can play wing. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, moving forward, I just want to see that we replace the people that we are taking away. At least, minimum. Yeah, the minimum we can do, at least replace, to give the manager a fighting chance for next season. We have to replace the players that we are getting rid of.
No, I agree with you there. It's really ugly what in a larger sense what Ineos have done and how they're moving. But hopefully later on we'll understand, like you said, we'll understand some of these actions in retrospect. So, but it's actually a good segue to the good of the show.
No, because I think I want to change the good. Yeah.
Oh, to what?
I'm going to say, and you know why I'm going to change the good, yeah?
Why?
And it can kind of be linked to our good as well, but I think the way Stephanie said it was better.
What did Stephanie say? We're not a feeder club yet. That's what Stephanie said.
Nah, not there. I'm gonna find it. Stephanie says, there we go.
Shut up.
Thanks.
Yeah, how could we miss that when we were talking? But it does tie in with our good as well. So you know what? Let's talk about the good.
I think most people, Joe, about the good would agree that the appointment of Ruben Amorim was a good thing. Even though the results may not be, there's no trophies to back it up. The results may not be quite what we want them to be yet. But in general, I think we got the manager with the highest stock currently in the market, the most talked about, or rather most sought after by the bigger clubs. We got the manager that has like totally different philosophy than what we've seen. So a totally different formation than what we've played at Man United. We're redesigning our DNA by getting a manager like Ruben Amorim and having him sort of be the head coach, right? So I think that is a good thing, and obviously coupled with the fact, the amazing point that Stephanie said about the fact that we still have a chance of making it to Champions League. What is Riri saying? Are you sure about that, boss? With this crackhead fan base, the crackheads gonna be crackheads. We can't help them. They're part of our space. But we gotta, embrace them and help them to see that, look, Ruben Amorim is actually a very good coach. Wrap up. I don't care what you say, but Ruben Amorim.
I want to hear from Wrap Up. I want to hear from Wrap Up because listen, you heard my criticisms of this guy so far. Me and you've had back and forth, climbing up the wall, without no hands, all this kind of talk that we spoke about. So look, I'm not saying that everybody in this fan base is going to be happy and call this is good, yeah? Because we already know about what the likes of Pav thinks about the manager. I think the only way the whole fan base will be turned around, is by winning that Europa. And then even then, everybody won't be turned around. It will still take some time into the next season for him to prove himself, to winning consistently. Because one thing people have been critical of him about is his system good enough? Yeah? Mm-hmm. And just because we've only won one game recently, innit? Like, come on.
Well, what do you mean we've only won one game?
Was it 2? Sorry, 2 games.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, recently. Yeah.
The win versus Leicester, the win versus Real Sociedad.
Yeah. So it's like we need to see that more consistently. We need that guy to be able to cut his hair. That guy that's growing his hair out. Yeah.
Yes,
he needs to be able to cut his hair, bro.
That guy gonna look like Samson or something like.
Well, he's gonna look like Krusty the Clown. He's gonna look
Jackson
like Bart Simpson. He's gonna look like Mark Simpson by the time it's finished, fam. If we don't get his haircut, yeah, we must get this guy's haircut now.
Yeah.
And Manchester United need to get that done. Can Ruben Amorim get 5 wins in a row, bro? 5 wins in a bounce. Get some sort of momentum going into our Europa League games. You understand what I'm saying? We need to build up some sort of momentum to our teams, and us as a fan base can feel, confident in our team going into matches. Because every time we talk about a match, everybody says we're going to lose, unless it's some rubbish opponents. Yeah?
100%.
I think coming up recently, out of teams that we're about to play, I think people only said that we're going to beat City, and that's only because City's in rubbish form, and even they're trying to turn it around a little bit. So who knows what's going to happen when they turn up? Because they're going to want to take that match seriously too.
Yeah.
The Man City fans will want to take that match. I mean, the Man City players are going to pull up for that match too.
Of course. They're not going to say, we've been bad this season. But yeah, Man United cannot beat us as well. Like they're gonna show up, especially the fact that for me, what's scary is that like our form at home has not been great, and Man City coming to Old Trafford. I don't know. Right now, it doesn't give me confidence. I know we beat them last year. Like what was it? December? It was in December or something like that. And I want to believe that we can do it, but I'm also feeling like Man City is on the business end of like that, really fighting for Champions League places over there. Like that fourth spot between Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, they're all just playing merry-go-round. And Man City is definitely going to want to make sure that they're in Champions League position. So they've got a lot more to fight for in the league than us. And that is the reason why I'm nervous about that game.
See? So look, all I'm saying to you is this right now, fam,
Yeah.
You say that Ruben Amorim's the good, but for me, it's yet to be seen. Yeah. This season so far, I think only now, recently, people are starting to say, is it starting to click? Are people starting to understand the system? He's starting to understand players better. That is the kind of situation we're in right now. Yeah. But other than that, I still think there's a little ways to go for Ruben Amorim to be classed as good for the season.
I hear it.
Boo me if you want, MWK, yeah? Boo me, fair enough. We all have different opinions, but it's still in the good category, okay? It's still here as the good. We spoke about it. Now let's move on, yeah? Let's talk about...
the bad.
That's all that's left.
That's all that's left. And
that's all that's left.
Yes. What would you like to classify as bad, Joe?
That's bad. Well, this season, I don't like the way that we as a fan base have been moving towards our own players. Yeah, we have been consistently, and I am also guilty of this crime, if I'm being honest with you. I'll look straight down into the camera and say, I am guilty of another crime, of already judging our players too soon before they've had a chance to flourish. Yeah. Let's speak on that for a second, because look, KG went out and bought a Xerxes shirt, right? And now he likes the Xerxes shirt. It was a punishment. Now he's looking like, hey, he's gonna wave that Xerxes shirt around, bro. Look, we as a fan base, we really do need to start calming down on the way that we treat, especially our young players. You know what really made me see that I was moving mad against Xerxes? Yeah, it wasn't even the fact that Xerxes is playing well now. It was when Chido got his opportunity, the first time he got his opportunity, and I saw the chat moving mad. The chat was doing backflips. Half the fan base, half the chat was going, kid's good. The next half of the fan base was going, look at this, he can't even score, he's just as bad. Like, I just don't understand what we want as a fan base, bro. Like, how are we ever gonna get good players if we just keep on cussing them out as soon as they step onto the pitch? What are we gonna achieve from that as well? When are we going to learn? People say that when we say that person's good, you're overhyping them. Stop hyping them so much. Oh my God, they played one good match. Can we not be happy about what we have at least? It might not be the best, but it's ours. Do you get what I'm saying? Have some pride in your shit, fam. Yeah? Take pride in what you have. Look, stop looking across the pond, innit? Looking over at Man City, looking up at Arsenal and going, oh, I wish I had that, I wish I... No, bro, this is what we have. But you just live within, we live within your means and appreciate the shit that you have. Eh?
Come on.
This is, and I think that's what the fan base has a problem with, fam. We've been so rich in wealth for so long, yeah, being able to buy this, buy that, grab this player, do what we want, and we've been overspending for the last since Fergie left. We've been overspending because we ain't achieved nothing since Fergie left, yeah. Right. Only when you achieve things should you be spending like the way we've been spending, and we have not been achieving nothing. We're walking around. You know what we are? We're payday millionaires, fam. You know that when people get paid, when they get paid, all of a sudden they got bare money. Then they got money for rent next week. Then they got money for rent next week. I'm saying to you, we are payday millionaires, fam. Manchester United are payday millionaires, bro. Because we, as soon as we get a little check, fam, yeah, we spend up the 300. We spent up that 300 million on somebody here. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're all gone. And then we're looking back at it like, what the fuck did we just buy? How the fuck did Casemiro get here? Why the fuck is Casemiro here?
And then and then Joe, you have situations where like somebody like Sir Jim says, "Yeah, I put in like all these millions." He said, "How many millions?" He said he put. He said he put a lot of money, and he doesn't know where it went.
Yeah, where is it? And then you took away the sandwiches.
Overspending and underachieving sums it perfectly.
This is where we are in it. This is the Manchester United that we are now. The Manchester United that everybody better get used to. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what you better do. You better get used to the Manchester United that we are now. But anyway, let's bring in some people because we ain't got a long show.
Yeah, on the bed, because like you were, I see how you were explaining the point about the bed, but like, do you think like, say somebody, I heard what you said about Xerxes and Cheeto, but do you think like, say the frustration or the energy towards Rasmus Højlund has been justified or not? Like, because like people like they said like the reason why I'm thinking about Højlund, somebody said he's been we've heard of 007 agents, but a 0021. 0 goals, 0 assists in 21 games. He did that, But I'm asking you, where do you stand on this before we bring in other people?
I think with the Rasmus conversation, some of the hype is justified in terms of like the noise that they're making about him in it. See people, but I don't like people calling him a bum. Yeah. I don't like people calling him a bum. He's not a bum. He's not a scrub. Yeah, the guy needs confidence to play matches. We can all see that, bro. We can all see that this guy is a confidence player. Look at him. He scores 1 goal. He scores against Portugal. Yeah. He brings that confidence back into the Premier League. Yeah.
He should bring the Sueys back to Old Trafford, right?
Yeah. Dude, bro, bring that confidence back, bro. Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying though. Yeah, why is it not the saying? I hope he can turn the corner. I hope he can turn the corner. People, and this is the thing as well. Even if you do want to sell him, hope he turns the corner, fam. Hope that he starts firing now so that we can get a good price for him in some of them. At least build him up that way. Like, okay, come on, let's score. Let's build them up, bro. I'm so tired. I'm actually so tired of like every day we come on here, somebody's gonna cuss out one of these players. Somebody's gonna cuss out one of these players. Yeah, without a doubt.
So you're saying it's a bad thing that somebody's cussing? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, bro. We need to stop it, fam. Stop cussing them out. So, okay, put it this way: keep it to football, innit? Yeah, keep it to your foot. Stop calling the man a bum. Stop saying he's bollocks. Yeah, what is this? See what I'm saying? I'm with some constructive criticism of the player.
Joe,
I'm with some constructive criticism of the player. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Hey, boss. Imagine this. I'm your manager. Or just, I'm your brethren, yeah? Bro, you're shit at your job. Why? You're a bum. What? Tell me why I'm shit at my job. You're a scrub. How is that any... Bro, tell me what I'm doing wrong. You're shit. Get out of my club. Go find out what you're doing at Napoli. Go on. Learn your job at Napoli. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Is that how you talk to somebody? How you try? Bro, the guy is 22 years old, man.
I think the larger point is like that means like this particular fan or this particular manager or brethren, like you're saying, is expressing anger and disappointment, and it's a feeling of, that's where it's coming from. By somebody calling you a bum or a scrub, then you gotta be like, okay, I'm a scrub, I'm a bum. Okay, then what can I do to change it? How can I?
Why? Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Say something then. Say something, MWK. What should he do differently? And don't tell me go to another club. See, there we go. Go order food at a restaurant and they serve you a turd sandwich. What are you telling them? I'm gonna say, how dare you serve me this food? Yeah, but no, seriously. Yeah, bro, I get your analogy. Yeah, but we bought him. Yeah, we knew what we was getting. Yeah, the season where we bought him, I think he only scored 9 goals. So you can't say it's a shit sandwich, fam. They saw that shit sandwich and thought, I could turn that shit into gold. That's what happened because they knew how much goals he scored before he came. And it weren't a lot. Do you get what I'm saying? So why is it that we're saying that they sold us a turd sandwich? No, they didn't, bro. We went up there and we picked that turd up willingly. Do you understand me? Yeah? That's what we did. We picked it up and paid money for it. Paid big wonga for that, fam. Big money we paid on that. Overpaid on that. This is probably another reason why he's getting the hype. Do you know what I'm saying? All the eyes are on him because we overpaid. Overpaid. But if I'm being honest with you, fam,
yeah,
I think he gets too much criticism for what he's trying to do. I think he's going to find when he starts cracking in goals, and maybe he might be a streaky player who has like a 10 games where he's on fire, then he goes off for another 10 games and another 10 games, whatever. But that's better than what we've got right now, fam. So long, just make him score goals, yeah, and let's back him in doing so. And we need to stop running down our players. The fact that, you know what, the reason why we stayed on this point for so long is because you brought up that, yeah. But it's the Cheeto thing that really made me bring it as a bad. Yeah, when I saw the Cheeto situation. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, let's get the first callers in here, fam, because you ain't got long.
Sure, and you need to get the ice ready. So yeah, let's bring in let's talk to the Peter, man.
What's going on, Peter? What on? Pete, are you there? Oh, bring me next. Okay, no problem. Wrap up. This is a good one to talk to as well. Wrap up.
Listen, yeah.
Yes.
There's too much sentiment in this fan base.
Speak on it.
How am I gonna give this Rasmus time? Season 1, 0014, then 0016. 30 games without a goal. Yeah? This season, 2/3 of the season without a goal. What are we doing here? You mad? 72 million for what? I said it in the group. Fraser Campbell is a better striker than this guy, and we dashed him. Welbeck is a better striker than this guy, and we dashed him. And they played in stronger, much harder eras. He hasn't got Van Persie ahead of him. He hasn't got Rooney ahead of him.
This is the problem, though, bro. Isn't that the problem, though? He's got nobody better in him.
I've listened to you. Oh, he hasn't got this ahead of him. But going 2/3 of the season without a goal is disgusting. That is nasty work. No matter how you slice and dice.
Okay. But I know that was somebody else who went 0021. What would the conversation be? Let's be real.
I'm gonna be honest with you, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. You see, when I put that situation in the bad, yeah. No. Hold on. You say too much sentiment, yeah. Then why? And this is the thing, because I only put that as the bad, yeah, for one reason. It was mainly the Cheeto reason, fam. Yeah. It was the Cheeto reason. You feel like
Cheeto exposed his level.
Yeah, the fan base started treating Cheeto. Bro, was you there? I know you watch both United View and you watch this channel, right? So
yeah.
Was you there when they was doing the watch along and Cheeto came on for the first time, yeah? Mm-hmm. And did you see the chat?
Yeah, but the chat can be mad, innit? You know, it's the internet, innit? You know how the chat can be.
I get that, bro, but that's our fan base. Yeah, there was people in there.
The reality is this. I'm going to say this. Joe, the reality is this. Cheetah exposed Rasmus differently. 52 minutes, he engineered his own 3 chances. 52 minutes. How many games? How many minutes has Rasmus played?
But that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about, bro. Do you not think that the fan base sometimes treats our younger players like garbage?
Do you know?
Like,
Do you know what? Do you know why? Do you know why you messed up on that? You know why you messed up on that? The fan base, the top Reds was backing Rasmus. That's a fact. They were shitting on Xerxes. They were shitting on Xerxes.
There's more people than the top Reds that support Man United.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, Rasmus had a lot of backing from the first year and into this year. We can't lie. Xerxes was getting most of the shit. We can't run away from the truth. Xerxes was like, get rid of him after 3 months. This man's had how many months?
I was saying it. I was saying it too. I was saying it. I said
time to not score for 2/3 of the season. How many games is there in the league? 38. He hasn't scored in 21. That is nasty work. No matter how you slice and dice it. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. This ain't an apprenticeship. This ain't the nursery. You have to listen. Score some goals for the next few games. Get your value up and adios. Well done, mate. That's what it is for Rasmus.
Big up, bro.
Jeez, well, he came on the smoke. I told you he's a good first caller. I told you he's a good first caller. He always disagrees with me most of the time, to be fair. If I'm saying something good, he's saying something bad.
The way for me, it's the emphasis on too much sentimentality. He said it in an emotional way as well. That's why I'm so happy that.
Why can't we have emotions in this fan base? Why can't we be sentimental about what is ours, bro? Why don't we have any pride in the things that we bought? Anyway.
All right, let's go to the next one, bro. We gotta keep it moving.
All right, Peter said, all right, you know what? You handle this. I'm gonna go handle what I need to handle, yeah?
Okay, all right. It's time, Joe. Yep. It's time.
Actually, no,
come on.
Wrong one. Where's the other one? This one.
Wait,
what is all these different backgrounds?
Bro.
My hands are here. Just do this.
It's me. I'm messing with it.
Yeah.
I'm messing with it. But, KG's messed up one of my things.
It's anyway, okay. Just go get your bucket. Let me just talk with Peter. You can just
keep talking.
Men like Peter, what's up, bro?
Hey, doing good, man. I couldn't speak because I was eating lunch, so.
Okay, all right. At least your lunch is not sponsored by Ineos. You got lunch, so big up yourself.
Nah. They'll not feed me vegetables, bro. I don't need vegetables. I'm not a rabbit, bro.
First of all, let me ask you on this one, right? The media tour that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was doing, did it do anything for you? Did it help you
absolutely
understand that position or no?
Absolutely nothing, bro. Gary Neville and then Sir Jim are partners, bro. He's not gonna ask the uncomfortable questions, so I don't really care. I watched the interview, but I think that the interview was after the protest, I think.
Yeah.
So he was, it's an all PR thing, bro, trying to calm down the fans. Our fans are tickled, bro. Our fans are stupid. So,
what uncomfortable question did you want him to ask that he didn't ask, Peter? Let's be real. Let's have a real conversation about this, because for me, I saw Gary Neville like trying to like push a little bit. Like, tell me what. Like I saw him trying to, like, the thing about, like, when he suggested, oh yeah, well, why don't you do a fundraiser? That segment of the conversation, like, I was like, oh, Gary is trying within limits to try and actually get some answers from Sir Jim. But I'm asking you. You said he didn't ask any uncomfortable questions. Which question did you want him to ask that he didn't ask?
First of all, why didn't you bring any players when we let Rashford and Anthony go, and we didn't bring no one?
Okay.
Second of all, what did you speak with Amorim before you got him? What were the promises that you will deliver for him? In case for him to be successful here. Third, I would say, I don't know. He's talking about the future, so I would ask him. You're 78, so you really cannot look in the future. Look tomorrow, bro. You're 78. You don't know what's gonna happen in 1 year, 2 years. He's planning for 2030. I don't know. Maybe he has blood transplant or heart transplant every year, so he can stay young. But don't look in the future, bro. Chill.
So
What-
you're saying Sergio
what will
can
happen?
never have a long-term plan because he's not
No.
here in the long term. Is that
No,
what you
no, sorry. What? I mean, we're speaking if buts and maybes, but this is
See
his
alive.
plan for the stadium in 2030, bro.
Okay.
So if he unfortunately, goes upstairs, what's gonna happen with the stadium? Who's gonna pay? Who's gonna build it? Who's gonna fund it? I don't know.
I think he's got kids, right? He's got 2 sons with his ex-wife. I mean, his son George and Samuel. I guess.
Yeah,
I
the
hope-
Glazers had kids as well, so look what's happening, bro.
So we're just gonna be passed on from one.
look what's happening, bro.
This is rough, bro. This is rough. Okay, no,
I mean,
fair
it's-
point, bro.
it's
Fair
the truth.
point. Yeah, I was not expecting you to say that, but yeah, I hear you, and I take all your points on the uncomfortable questions that he could have asked. That interview could have done a lot more. I 100%
Bro,
agree.
it's the same, bro. They're pre-made questions like Rashford. Remember when Rashford went to the high school or whatever it was, primary
Yes.
school?
Feeding the kids.
Bro,
yes.
those
Yeah.
are already planned questions. He brought the journalist with him.
Yeah.
He was doing charity for children, and they were asking him about the future. So it's all pre-made questions. I don't really care about the PR
All right.
interviews.
Sure. 100%. I heard your point on that one. What about anything else? So what's good? What's bad for you? Like, you heard some of the stuff that Joe and I talked about, but maybe you have a different point.
I really didn't catch the beginning of the
The
video.
good that we mentioned was like the appointment of Ruben Amorim. I believe is a good thing. Joe is like, still, he's not convinced
Yeah.
yet, and then the bad was Joe was saying that we're really, as a fan base, we're crackheads, we're abusing our players too much, judging them too quickly. The likes of Xerxes, Hoyland, Chido, like there's just so much judgment and scrutiny from the fan base, and he feels like it's a responsibility on us that we need to own up to that. That's what the bad was. We already just talked about the ugly. So what do you have to say?
I would say as well the good is Ruben. I really
Okay.
liked him, even before he came to United. First of all, I watched Sporting because of Viktor Gyökeres. That's my
Yeah.
favorite striker, So
Nice.
I watched them because of him. But I like the way they dominated the possession. They dominated every single team they played in Portugal. Not the small ones. I don't watch them against the small ones.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the derbies they played again, Porto
Yes.
again.
Okay.
Benfica.
Benfica. Yep.
I really like him, and but I said I won't judge him until October or November this year.
Mhm.
After he brings his players, I think Ineos should do that at least. I think that this is why we need Champions League football. This is why we need to win the Europa League to help him and help the club. Overall finances and everything.
Yeah.
So for order for him to bring the players he wants, get rid of the garbage, and see what's going on. But I think we'll win the Europa.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's confident. That's a confident claim there, sir. You for sure. You think we're gonna win it?
100%.
I
said I'll eat the hot chip, bro. If we don't win, I'll eat the hot chip, no problem.
Ah!
I'm that
Oh my God! We heard it. We have the receipt, and then like Peter said, he'll eat the hot chip if we don't win Europa. Big up, Peter. I like that. He said, yeah, from the sample size from what Ruben did with Sporting, it was a good choice to go with Ruben. And I always think about that analogy that, for you to prove that you're a good farmer, you got to take care of the small gardens first. And then if you can do it in the small garden, then we can go to the farm. And that's precisely what Ruben Amorim has done. So big up to you, men like Peter. Guys, I can't believe we just have 50 likes? Come on, man. Hit the like button. It's international break. Don't be a glazer about it. just hit the damn like button. Let's talk to men like Crash. Crash in the building. What's up, Crash?
Yo, what's good?
Chilling, bro.
Is
International
my mic good?
break settings. Your mic is good. What's good?
All
What's
right.
bad? What's ugly for you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Good. What's my next game again? I can't remember.
Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Next good is I get to watch United play. I guess next week, so that's good.
April Fool's Day, April 1st.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. I know it's Nottingham Forest, and they've been good this season, but I still got some confidence that we could do it. Bad is Jim Ratcliffe's his press conferences that he's been doing. I just it did nothing for me. I was like, okay, cool. They even announced the way the stadium was going to look. I was like, okay, I don't care. I genuinely don't care. It was just honest to me. I think it was just PR. They were just trying to basically get over the fact that basically every week they're firing more people, and it wasn't looking good for them. Well, according to the fans online. So it was just basically a PR storm.
To just get our minds off of the protesting and all that negative stuff that's happening and get us excited about the stadium. Do you like the stadium, by the way?
It looks good. I'm not gonna lie. It looks good. It looks good.
Crash, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to sin bin you on those grounds. It looks good. He's the first person that said, what? He's a Liverpool fan. Is it? No. I can't believe Crash actually likes that. He prefers exactly, Kristen. Nah. Really? There's other people that actually like it. He looks at it from an artistic. Nah, you guys. This is craziness. Big up, Doctor in the building.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Are the aesthetics pleasing for you?
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan, but sometimes I feel like they're probably gonna change stuff.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is there, like, do you like the three things, the nads? Like,
I'm not gonna get into trouble. I'm not going to get into trouble. You know what happened the last time. Let's not talk about the stadium.
Okay.
I'm trying to slide out of that conversation, and you keep asking. But
okay, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how I get into trouble every time. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's talk about something else then. What's good?
So.
Yeah.
I mean, the ugly will forever be the constant injuries we're having, and I'm hoping that we can figure out how to fix the issue, or at least mitigate or reduce the number of injuries we get.
Okay.
Maybe figure it out. Rest and recovery. Maybe the conditions in the training facilities. Fix it. Hire proper like physios, proper doctors. The whole medical staff have to be vetted and know what they're doing. The good will be that
like we fired that guy, right? Sports medicine, Gary O'Brien.
Thankfully,
just 18 months at Man United.
Yeah, thankfully. I mean, you have to hire proper individuals. I mean, I'm not saying you should hire me, but
hey, okay.
I am.
Okay. You're about to get on to the next point.
Oh, that was the ugly. The bad, I think the bad and the ugly are interchangeable. They're the same thing. So I'm not really going to say a lot on that. The good is that Thankfully, Heaven is not that injured, not as injured as we thought he would be. I think he's in training, or he came to Carrington in a boot. Either way, it's positive. From what I was reading last week, I think Ahmad might start training soon. He might start training soon on the pitch, so that's good. The other good is at least we're still in Europa, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get past Leon. I'm taking our games a game at a time. I just hope we can get past this past few games. I'm looking at our fixtures. I mean, we have possible 27 points. I said we could probably get 20 out of 27. Hopefully, that puts us at 57 points plus or minus at the end of the season. Maybe that gets us to what, 10th? I don't know. We never know.
But there's
You
no
know.
difference between finishing 10th and 13th or 14th,
Well, it's better than 14th. 10th is better than 14th. Well, on the first page. We don't have to scroll down.
Trophy then. All right. Okay. No,
If we get to 10th and we win the Europa League, I'll go with it.
Okay. Okay.
So
and then we can sign Callum Best, right?
But
before she cussed me out on stream, I had to big up Doctor. Yeah, shout out to you. Let's talk to Ronald. Big up, Ron.
Big up bots. Big up to Joe as well, who's about to do a challenge.
Yes. Yes.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's good? What's bad? What's ugly, sir?
The good is we have brought in a few youngsters and they've performed well. I don't think any young player that we have promoted or played in the first team has been underwhelming. Look at Haven, pretty decent, pretty good. Dorgu coming in, a young player, another good player. Collier was there, good player. Mainu, obviously, is not settling into the system, but he has had least opportunity. And then Ahmed Diallo at the start of the season was just carrying us, basically. So I'm not saying all of those players are like youth players, but I'm saying like the young ones, none of them were really underwhelming as such. Okay. So I think a lot of them saved us in certain aspects. When we did not have Martinez, Haven just stepped up, right?
Yeah.
So that thought process works well for me. The bad is our league position and where we are at.
Sure.
In the season. That's not how anyone would have. I know KG has done like an expectation stream at the start of the season, and I'm sure everyone stated a lot of things, but we're right now nowhere.
Some crackhead predictions, Ronald.
Again, you can't blame anyone for their prediction because no one could predict that the season would go the way it went.
Yeah.
So I don't blame anyone.
I'm pretty sure I heard title charge. I had
the title charge got changed to first page finish charge. It's just different, right? So that's how the life works. The ugly and also the bad is what information came through for the club, like the way they're trying to build it. I'm not really a fan of the mock-up images. Obviously, there are mock-up images. There are the finalized images. So yeah. However, the ugly is Sarat. He's the ugly for me. All the PR, all the money spent on the PR. Again, nothing moved. It was all shit. Nothing was actually constructive about his PR. Yeah. What actually pissed me off and made me hate the stadium, the new mock-up, was Gary Neville's voice. Because I knew, like Arsenal, obviously it was a tough game. We could have lost. So they pre-planned a video. You guys are saying it was about the protest. Nah, for me, it was about the Arsenal loss because they predicted the Arsenal loss. And they're like, you know what? The fan base would be on toes. So why don't we actually release an interview and give them something to talk about and not the Arsenal loss? Because no one talked about the Arsenal draw or however the game went,
Yeah.
right? Everyone was talking about the stadium.
Yes.
So that was pre-planned. And I think, I don't know who it was, Peter or
Peter.
Crash or who it
Peter.
was,
Yeah.
who said they're business partners. And Gary Neville,
Yep.
the interview that I saw was more not an interview, but an application to kind of show Sir Rat, I could be a director, you know, giving out business advice. If you have to take business advice from someone who's had 4 failed businesses, how are you the richest man in the UK, bro? Like, I question people in the UK then. Like, the barometer is not that high if you're looking at Sir Rat and his mindset and his thought process. And you, sir, I'm baffled. I'm ashamed. You said in this show, you said, well, when Peter said, and it's kind of outrageous, but I've said that a few times as well, Sir Rat doesn't have that many ears. You said his kids might take over and they might complete the job. So you're thinking Chelsea lovers are going to finish United Club.
No. I didn't say they're going to complete the job. I said they might take over. That's that. It might be a passed on situation like the Glazers, like Malcolm Glazer to Joel and Amber.
Yeah, but then Malcolm Glazer gave it to people who did not know about football.
Yeah.
His kids, they are long-term Chelsea fans. So forget anything being done. Why do you think he had the season ticket for Chelsea? Why do you think that was? Because his kids are Chelsea supporters. Bro, we can't be having Chelsea supporters as our owners. You know how peak that is? Might as well give the club to you and Joe.
Get out of here. He said, you were cooking, no? Big up, Ronald. Solid call as well. That's crazy. Imagine Man United being owned by Chelsea fans. What are their names again? George and Samuel. I wonder if they go by Redcliffe. George and Samuel Redcliffe. My lord. Big up, Anthony.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, bro.
Bro. Man.
All the point I want to bring up, right, is that interview stressed me out so much because he's a lifelong Manchester United fan, correct?
Correct.
And he said it was too soon to make decisions as a collective group. It wasn't too soon to make any decision. As a United fan, you knew Ten Hag wasn't good enough, even with winning the FA Cup. You knew that decision was, in my opinion, you needed to get him gone. So you had more than enough time. You needed a week. You're a long life United fan. You knew it. So all these issues that we're having now, you sacking people and taking Ferguson away, is your fault because you decided to back a manager that was clear to sack and then spend 175 million on him. And then after you've identified them 4 players, you go and get a manager that doesn't even fit the squad that you've gone and bought anyway. So every single issue is because of you. You've completely messed up every decision since you've been here, in my opinion. It could get better, but every decision they've made was a mistake, clearly. Do you get what I mean? As a United fan, you should have known.
He should have, like, it's the fact that, like, he was like, oh, I need to get in there first, and then we decide. It's like, yeah, I get your point. He should have at least made up his mind before. But I also get what because, like, obviously, like, this is a collective decision. It's not like it's only Sir Jim that says, all right, we'll put in the plug. He wants to empower the guys that he brought in, right? Because he's not really,
of course,
shouldn't be involved with the day-to-day activities of the club. But, like, so you kind of also need to look at it from his standpoint as well. But I hear your point, and your point is strong because Roman Abramovich.
It's an excuse. It's an excuse. It wasn't hard to tell. Ten Hag has had enough time and he's had how much money he's had that you needed to get rid of him. And no one's even talking about this. If he knew the situation of the finances when he came in, he should have known, right, I need to make big decisions. He literally known, right, we've got 200 million left. I'm going to back this manager and give him 200 mil. And if it goes wrong, we're going to be fucked. He must have knew that when he came in, that was the situation that he was in. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the decisions he's made at all.
Okay. No, makes sense, Anthony. Anything go ahead.
Going to the Rasmus Højlund situation, Højlund, I don't think it's his fault. At the end of the day, he played half a year of senior football. He was bought for a big price tag and thrown in straight as a United striker. Anyone with 2 brain cells could tell he was not ready to lead the line for Manchester United, period. Do you get what I mean? So he might be a good player, but the situation you've put him in has probably made his confidence not do so well. You've swapped and changed managers. He's got no one up front to learn from. There's no experienced players in the team to put the arm around him, maybe Bruno. That's it. He was probably set up to fail before he came anyway, just being thrown into the deep end like he was. Do you get where I'm coming from?
I hear what you're saying.
I mean?
Yeah, 100%, Anthony. Okay. Big up, Anthony. A really solid call, solid points, my broski. I appreciate you. Guys, the time has come. Should we bring in Joe Blackman? I think he's getting ready. He's almost ready. I think I'm gonna have Riri and Riri, we're about to witness some stuff.
Yo,
let me.
Can you hear me?
On the main screen. Yes,
can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes,
right, cool.
We can hear you. I don't think you get the beat.
It's frozen.
No, Joe. The connection is bad. It's frozen. You're gonna have to do it twice. Stop.
The Wi-Fi is not Wi-Fi-ing.
No, it's wait. Okay. The connection is back. Get closer to the house.
Can you see me?
Come closer. All right.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. Pay for your crime.
Whoa. Stay there.
Joe. This is elite.
Hey, bro, no. I just got my hair did, bro. It's not happening.
All right.
Ready?
Let's
Calm
go.
down.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
0. Yeah.
That's my punishment, yeah. Where's that criminal Mark Ed? Fuck off. Get me off the stream, Dave.
Just like that. He paid for his sins. Big up, Joe. Yo, did you see Riri? He's like,
he is freezing, bro.
Wow. Well, anything you want to say to that, Riri? This is the
Nah, Joe's a stand-up guy, man. He did his challenge, unlike certain people in this community. So I commend him. And I also know what that ice bucket is like, because I have done the not the challenge, but I do the ice bath ever so often.
Okay.
So it's if you're not used to it, it can get
It's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah, it's not for the faint at all.
No, for sure. Big up, Riri. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, and also, I didn't even ask you anything about the points that we talked about. Can you please chime in on that, and then from there we wrap up?
Oh, like the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to start with good because I'm a positive person. So
okay.
The good is that we went into the international break with 2 wins under our belts.
Yes.
Regardless of who the teams were that we played.
Yes.
You know, we. You okay, bro?
Bro, you know I'm living right now. I don't think you understand. Oh my god. I should have picked a bad day.
It's cold outside, isn't it?
Brother, is that listen? Oh, I'm gonna take a warm bath now, yeah, guys. Yeah. My teeth are chattering. Look. I'm cold. I'm a Jamaican. I'm not supposed to feel this level of cold, bro. Oh shit! Wow. No,
Yeah,
bro.
but respect to you, Joe. Respect to you. You did your challenge, man. You did your challenge.
Listen, any challenges I'm always
even though
going to
your
do.
daughter's over there laughing at you, so
Look at her, she's laughing at me. Are you laughing?
Yo, hit the like button, yo. Riri, we'll continue this conversation next week.
yes, definitely.
We out. Big up, Joe.